afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Please let me know if you can hear me. Okay. Let's see. Princess. Good afternoon. Jane. Good afternoon. Princess, is the sound okay? Can you hear me? Akin. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Christian. Christiana. You're welcome. Divine gift. Good afternoon. So please tell me, is the sound okay so that we can start? Okay. Let me know. Okay. Is our sound okay? This is I don't know. Okay, it's cracking. Okay, let me get another microphone. I'm coming. Not really clear. Okay, let me look for. Let me get another microphone. I pray this one is better. Pray, I pray, I pray. Please, somebody should please confirm if this one is better. Okay, let's see. Goodness, please confirm. Is this one better? I pray it is better. Somebody should please like the video. Okay, I would appreciate that. So somebody should please confirm. Help me to confirm if it is better now. So I'm trying to manage my pattern paper. So we're going to be using a pattern. So I'm just trying to let me tape the pattern paper. Okay, thank you so much, Akin. Thank you. So I'm just going to I want to tape my pattern paper together because I don't have plenty. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to draft the straight pencil sleeve, okay? So that sleeve, that particular sleeve is very tricky. If you don't know how to cut it, you will sweat very well. But it is easy. You understand? It is easy. But if you don't know how to navigate, you are going to suffer. So this is the fabric I'll use, this black, and then this is the lace that I'll use for the straight part. So the first thing you're going to need a straight sleeve pattern. So for those of you that don't know how to draft a straight sleeve, let's go ahead and draft a straight sleeve. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do when we want to draft a straight sleeve, we are going to I'm trying to look for my tape. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to mark our start line. Oh, let me adjust my camera. Sorry guys. Okay, let's see. So this is going to be our straight line. So if you notice my paper is not straight, so that's my straight line. So from that straight line, the next thing I want to do, I want to mark the length of my sleeve. You need the full length of your long sleeve. Note, you are not cutting half sleeve, so that's why most people they miss it. So for this, we're going to be using 22 or 23 inches. So that's our full long sleeve. That's your full long sleeve. That is what you will measure. That sleeve is a full long sleeve. And then the next thing you're going to do, you're going to measure your round sleeve. measurement. So to measure your round sleeve measurement, first thing you're going to measure your sleeve cap. So for this, I'm going to use like 4.5 inches. So I'll mark and half inches. So once I mark 4.5 inches, from this point, I'm just going to connect it like this. I'll connect it to this point like this. That's like, just connect it, okay? So then I would connect this. So the next thing I want to do, I want to measure the round sleeve. So in order for you to do this, if you want to do the way for you to get it nicely when you're using your pattern paper, you're going to use half of your sleeve measurement. Make sure that your pattern paper is more than half of your sleeve measurement. For instance, if half of my round sleeve is 16, I'm going to make sure that it is more than 8 inches. So you can see I have about 11 inches, which is okay. So that will help. So by the time I mark it and measure it, when I measure my round sleeve, you see I am going to have more than enough. So I have about 11 and a half, okay? So the next thing I want to do now, I want to mark my round sleeve. That's the part where my round sleeve is going to be. So my round sleeve is 8, which is 16. So I'm just going to add like 2 inches. So this part is the part where I'm going to curve, where the round part of this is going to end. Can you see? So the next thing you want to do, I want to measure my bicep area. That's the top part. So that bicep area is usually between 5 and 6. So that part you need it to be tight. The next part you are going to mark is your elbow area, which is like 11, and this elbow area is very important because it is part of this sleeve. So that elbow area that we're going to use 11 inches, very important. So I'll mark it. I'll just mark it. So because that's where we're going to pleat our sleeve into. So this is the top part, and then the next part we're going to measure is the, of course, the long part. So now you are going to start inputting all of your round measurements. So remember the first one, which is 16 plus our allowance. So the next thing you are going to check, that's this part of your sleeve. That's from here to 6 inches. That's from your shoulder to that part, which is 6 inches. That's from here to here, like this, 6 inches. So you are going to check the round of that part. You understand? That's your bicep area. So for this, my bicep is 15. I'll divide that into two. I have 7.5. I'll add allowance to it, and then I'll mark it like this. And then the next thing, I'll come to my elbow round. That's this part now, where that part where we're going to gather. So you check how many inches you have. If your own is 10, you divide that into two, which is, and then you're going to add your stitching allowance. Very important, okay? So I'll just join it. I'll mark it. I'll join that line like that. It's going to come like this. So the next thing you want to do is this down part. That's your wrist. So your wrist, you're going to measure your wrist, depends on how many inches you want have. So for this is 8 inches. I'll divide that into two, which I'll add 1 inch allowance, which is 5. So from that part, I'm just going to connect that like that. If I want a sleeve that is open, I will still use the same process. I would open it up, okay? So the next thing we want to do now, we want to cut out our pattern paper. Then is this pattern paper, that is what we will use to cut our sleeve, okay? So this particular method I've been using cut sleeve, and it has never disappointed me, okay? So this part, just trying to straighten it. So this is my sleeve. So I want to transfer this into my lace. If you're just joining us, you're welcome. Let me know where you're watching me from. Like the video, share it. That would be very nice of you. People should hit on the like. Nobody have even liked my videos. You people should please like the video. Pico, please like the video. I would appreciate that. Please. Somebody should please. Or the first person to like my video, God will bless that person this December. Please, 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 please. So I'm folding my fabric like this, and then I'm going to put it like this, okay? So once I place it, I am going to start cutting my sleeve. So there's something I noticed. Okay, it's okay. So I'm just trying to trim it, my chantilly lace. I'm making use of a chantilly lace. So I'm going to mark. I'm going to just Can you see the way I'm doing it? I'm just cutting it. So for this, you actually don't need. So I'm just going to curve it into that part like that. You can see. So this is my sleeve. You see our straight sleeve. You see it is easy. For those of you that don't know how to cut a sleeve, somebody should please like my video. I would appreciate that. Please like the video. We are almost done. Oh. So this is it. So the next part you will want to mark is our elbow part. It is very important in this tutorial. Very, very important. Okay. That's the part where we are going to be our where we are going to be placing our gathers. So for this, like I said, I'm going to use 11 or 10.5. I'll mark it like this. Very important. You have to make it really clear, like really clear. That part, you're going to mark it like this. You need it has to be very obvious because you are going to be working there. So it's going to stay like this. And then the next thing you're going to do, you're going to take out straight and cut out another straight fabric. So you are going to check from here to this point how many inches. We have 10 inches, so you need something that is more than 10 inches. That's the height. It has to be more than 10 inches. Okay, so you could see I'll place it like this. So you see I have about 13 inches. It has to be more than 10 inches or else it's not going to work. And then the width of what you want, you can make it 2 times of this. You understand? You can see what I have. You see it is like 2 times. It's even a little bit more than 2 times. You see the extra. This is, you can see. So the next thing you want to do, you want to sew this. Okay, so you are going to depend on how. So for this now, I'm going to be, I want to do, if you want your piece, if you want it to be very thick and fat, you have to pad your fabric. That's like you use like interfacing or you double it. Okay, so it depends on what you want, because for you to achieve that fullness on that fabric, you need to. So here's what we are going to do. This is it. So I'm just trying to check. I'm going to, let me just add to this my fabric. I notice it is not going to be that full, so I'm going to make it 3 times. So I'm going to make it 3 times. That's like 1.5. So let's start working. Let's start sewing. So for us to start sewing, I want to join my fabric first. So when I join my fabric, I'm going to now tell you the exact length that I use. That's the exact width. Thank you so much, Akin. God bless you. I appreciate that. Please, like the video, just check this side. You're going to see 3 dots. Hit on the 3 dots. You'll see the like button and then like the video. I would appreciate it. Okay. So now I've joined my fabric. So let's measure. So for us to know how much fabric we're going to need to gather. Very important, or else your sleeve is not going to make sense. So now first of all, let's check. Let me check the width of my straight sleeve. Okay. So the width in that part is like 13. It's like 13 inches. Okay. And then the length of what I am going to gather, that's the width of what I want to gather, is about 50 inches, 50 or 51 thereabout. So note, so you can see that it is almost like 4 times the size, because I need it, I want it to be very full. And like I said, make sure that the length is longer. So now we're going to start stitching. So what I want to do, I want to take the midpoint of this, so that will make it easier for us to work with. So get the midpoint, and then you're going to place this like this on your table. This is the right side of my fabric. So I'm going to get the midpoint. So that's the midpoint. I'm going to take this now. I'm going to take the midpoint of this, and then I'm going to fold it. I'm going to create a pleat. Can you see the way I'm placing it? You see the way I'm placing it? Like I said, that's why I said this sleeve is really tricky. So I'm going to take it. You can see, so I'm going to create a pleat here from that midpoint of the center part. I'm going to create a pleat, and then I am going to come to my machine. So that's the center part, okay? Note, I'm going to place it. So I want to start pleating. So everything that I have here, I'm going to pleat it on that straight line. Remember that straight line that I marked? It is very important. That was why I said this sleeve is very tricky. If not, you'll be looking at it. If you cut the sleeve, for instance, maybe you just cut it straight, you just cut it small, and you are trying to achieve it, you will never be able to achieve it, because your pleat will never be able to fit into that part where your hand is. And it will not be wondering, like, you'll be sweating trying to get everything to pleat into that small part. So this is how it is done. So you can see I'm just using my hands to create those pleats. I'm just creating the pleats along that line. I'm creating the pleats along the line, that line that we mark. So with this one, you'll be able to gather everything together. It will be looking small. But if you cut, for instance, maybe you just cut only this part, just from here to here, and you're trying to achieve this, you will not be able to achieve it properly. So please note. So please, like I said, thank you. Those two people that like my video, bless you. Bless you, bless you, bless you very well. So this other part, I am going to continue from this other side. I'm going to, I'll stitch. I'm going to be creating the pleat on the other side also as well. So registration is ongoing for our online classes. If you want to register, please, you can send me a message on WhatsApp. So you can see I'm trying to pleat. So I'm just trying to pleat the other part. I'll show you guys. So once I am done, I'll show you. Okay, so now I am done. So I'm going to bring this out and then show you guys before we cut. So note, like I said, this is the right side of our fabric. This is the right side. So when you get, after this, you're going to turn this and then you're going to trim. Please, you have to be careful at this point, because especially when you're working with a tool, if you are not careful when you are cutting, you cut your material. So you have to be very careful, okay, so you don't cut the fabric. So after everything, I've trimmed that part. So the next thing I want to do now, I want to flip this up. Just watch. So I'm going to flip this up. So once I flip this up, this is what I am going to have. You see? You see? You see what I was telling you people? During the process of stitching, the thing entered inside on one part of it, and we stitched it. You see? Mm. So that means I'll have to loosen it. I pray it does not tear. Okay, I think I've seen the part. I've seen the area. Okay, so let's see how to be very careful so I don't cut it. So at this point, I'm just trying to be careful. Okay. That's the thing. That's one disadvantage of working with all of these chantilly laces. Like any little mistake you make, that's it. Oh. That's why when you are buying, buy extra. Telling you, just buy extra because anything can happen. This one, the thing really entered inside. Seriously, it entered inside. That was, and that one I did not even take note of it. That's just the truth. I did not take note of it. I did not even think that it was going to enter. Like when I'm stitching, the other part was going to catch it inside. A little part still got torn. I'm telling you, it got torn. The thing still here. It's still here. So, and so you have to be careful. It's still here. So at the end of the day, this is how it's going to look like. So this is the straight part. So please don't so you can see. You see it. So now you're going to take this now. This is the top part of the sleeve. That's the round side. So you're going to take this like this. It's longer than it. Yes, it has to be longer than it. So we're going to start pleating this part now. Okay. So let's go. So I'm going to stitch like 1 inch first before I will start the gathers. You can decide to gather the center. So if you're just joining us, you're welcome. If you guys should please like the video, I would appreciate it. Okay. So we will soon be done. So I'll just come in like 1 inch and then I'm going to start pleating. So this one, another way for you to do this again, and you can actually notch notch it at the center. Okay, so just be pleating. So you, this one now, what I'm trying to do now, just like pleat around the full armhole area. So that's what I am trying to do now. So I'm just pleating it around the, so I'll just be pleating it round like that. So when you do this sleeve, when you sew this sleeve like this, no matter how big it is, you're not going to have any problem. But if you don't do it like this, as you will sweat and you'll be wondering how do they achieve, how did they get the whole of this big balloon part to fit into this small tiny part. That's just what you're going to be wondering, like, hello, how did they do it? So I'm just using my hands to plait it tiny. So that's just what I am doing. So once I get towards the end, I will leave that part. Remember, I left like 1 inch when I started on the other side also. So I'm going to leave that 1 inch also. And then I would cut this and then just trim it. So for me to trim it, I'm just going to turn it to this side and then use the round sleeve to trim it so that everything will trim nicely. Okay, so like I said, those of you that are just joining us, you're welcome. You guys should please like the video. Just to like, check this side, do 3 dots on it. Okay, press it. Can we gather the first before placing on the chantilly to avoid it? I will not, if you can gather it fine, but it is easier for you to gather it this way. I've tried that one is very difficult at times, but you can gather it also. You understand, you can gather it, like when you gather it, that's after gathering it, you gather it to the size of the width of the sleeve and then you place it and stitch it. That will be fine. Yes, that will be okay. That will be okay, but don't sew it, that's don't join it together, that's don't cover the sleeve before you place the gathers, or else you are going to sweat very well. But you can gather it first and place it on top. That will be easier also. Okay, so now the next thing that is remaining, we're almost done. You can see the sleeve. Can you see? You see it has formed already. So the next thing that is remaining is just for you to flip it. So there's something that I need to let you guys know. You notice that this side is not the same. When you are doing it, don't you don't have any problem. You can just give just big pleats like this so that it will align. You understand? You see, it's not equal, it's bigger than it. So you can just give it one big plate and just pin it down before you join it together. The same thing with this side, because if you make it equal, at times it will not be that full the way you want it to be full, but you can still make it equal. That is, like if from your elbow to the top part, if it is 13, you can make your sleeve also 13. That's, you can make it 13, but it will not be this full, it will not be full. So the next thing you're going to do, you're just going to turn this together like this. Can you see? So you push everything inside and then you're going to use your sleeve measurements, your round sleeve measurements, to stitch, that's to like join it down. So that is what you will do at this point now. So you're going to use your sleeve measurement to join it. That's the width of your measurement, how tight your sleeve is. So that is what you will use now to join your sleeve together. So make sure you arrange it so that everything will be okay. And then use your pencil, use the slimness of your sleeve. So it depends on how, if you are using a lace, always reduce the width by 1 inch. That's at this point now where you are stitching, you reduce it so that it fits in, so that it will be tight. So that's it. So now cut this and then just trim this before I open it up so that we can see. So this is how the inside is going to look. So you trim it, and then now flip this. Now let's open up and then see how it looks. So at the end of the day, you can see that hole that I was telling you people that I cut. So like somebody suggested, the best thing is for us to gather it first. So you can see at the end of the day. Let's see. Let's raise this up. Can you see? You see our sleeve. You see what I was talking about. So with this, it will be easier. So it depends on how. So you just bring here and then you fit your sleeve. Can you see how beautiful it is looking? You see how beautiful it is looking. So if you want your own, remember the width of the plate. Three. I used 13 inches. That's the width is 13 inches. I used about 50 inches or 51 inches length of this. So in case you want your own to be fuller, you can make it fuller. If you want it to the width to be bigger, like the one on that picture that I showed you, that the picture on the thumb, you can see that the picture is bigger. You can do that one. Can you see how big it is? The sleeve is really is a fine big sleeve. So in case you don't want big puff, if it's a small one like this or a bigger one, so you can use it. So thank you so much, all of you that told me. You can see it is really pretty. So with this, you see it is easy. With this, you do it effortlessly, and then even the client that is wearing it, it will be very comfortable on them. You understand? So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next tutorial. Bye bye. So this is really pretty. Yeah, even me, I love it. I think I'm going to make this sleeve for myself soon. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye. God bless you. Have a blessed day.